I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a background on what we are as a company and how we came to be. You know, I spent about 15 years of my life dedicated towards the Olympic space, towards high performance, and I competed in 3 Olympic Games. Was able to have a wonderful career. Upon my retirement of my last race, which was in 2010, as you can see in the bottom right-hand picture here, where I'm holding up 8 fingers. That was my last race. The next day, I literally internally decided that I was going to retire from sport and pursue business. Moved to Los Angeles immediately. Rod and I had been traveling all over the globe, really pursuing different business opportunities and ideas and launching different entrepreneurial pursuits. Overall, the opportunities that were presented to us were incredible. The opportunity to meet with some of the most powerful and interesting people from all over the globe, whether it was presidents here in the United States, social leaders in different countries, and really just was able to kind of experience and really pursue these types of different, whether it was tech, real estate, life sciences, whatever it was, we had an opportunity to really kind of explore and see from a business perspective what I really wanted to do post-career. And because I was so absolutely hungry really to reach success outside of the sporting world just as much as I did inside the sporting world, I knew that I had to rely on something that was so integral and so important to my performance, which was the mind. In my career, it was the single most important asset between me winning and perhaps not even making the podium. And every single time I was able to switch that high performance mechanism on, and I was performing in that flow state, in that peak state, in an arena where, you know, athletes perform or train 4 to 8 to 12 years of your life for a chance at glory, which of a race only lasts 40 seconds long, was very, very important. So for me, I really understood the power of the mind and making sure that the body and the mind had a perfect synchronicity so that they're working cohesively together. Now, how did that tie in to the business world? Very, very interesting, and I'll share with you this. As I was performing, whether it was in the boardroom or presenting to a large group at a university, jumping in front of Harvard University, talking to a group of they call it a master class of their program, they get this massive amount of people who they come in and they do a 2-3-year program. Whatever I was and I had to present, it was very important for me to remain very sharp, make sure that my cognitive functioning was at the highest level, my memory retention was there, and I was able to have spatial awareness, all these different elements that we understand about the brain. I wanted to make sure that I could process the information faster. In conjunction with trying to juggle, again in 2010, 2012, juggle 7 different businesses at the time. Now, this was a very, very different scenario for me as an individual. Right now, I was faced with the task of having to fast track and download that process. How was I able to learn something that I had no real experience in other businesses and learn about it so quickly and then go present to someone who is an expert in that field, someone who's been doing this for 40 years. They are a master of what they've done. And so I found that I had a hard and difficult time remembering all the information that I was given, and B, I wasn't able to process that information fast enough. Right, my computer inside my brain, right, wasn't upgraded to the level that I was really happy with. In conjunction with the movie that I'm sure many of you have probably seen, that movie Limitless, which starred Bradley Cooper, really took an inside look into how powerful the brain is, and kind of this fantasy reality around what if we could produce something that actually really did and give us these extreme cognitive functioning benefits. So I made a couple phone calls, talked to some friends both based in New York and in California, and asked them. Some of these guys are coders and programmers who spend hours and hours in front of their computer a day, and said, guys, what are you taking now? What program do you see that is really giving you the edge to make sure you can retain this long amounts of concentration and high-performing, effective ways of making decisions time and time again, consistently? They gave me their formulas. I started experimenting. Now, mind you, throughout my career as an athlete and as an Olympic athlete, we are held to an extremely stringent drug testing standard, so making sure that only the highest, most purest grade of botanical extracts and herbal remedies are used in our performance was something that I was very, very familiar with. So although I experimented with many different types of products and spent thousands and thousands of dollars traveling the world, actually seeing up close where some of these roots are being grown, these protected areas of the world, because really I wanted to nourish and fortify my brain with the right type of nutrients in a way that it was going to be able to have all the optimal chances of performing well. So when I walked into that room, I was glowing, I was sharp, I was on point, I was able to deliver messages accurately and efficiently, and overall, when I left, I had the confidence to know, you know what? I did it in the way that I wanted to leave that room, and I left it all on the table. That was very, very important for me, and I had the same approach as an Olympic athlete and the same approach when it came to this Allysian opportunity and journey. So Rod had seen me carrying all these bags and white powders and supplements all over the world and crossing borders and getting stopped and having the customs agents asking me, what the heck are these white powders? Why are you bringing all this stuff all over the place? Having to explain to them, no, this is for your brain, this is for your brain. That's the reality. And so Rod finally said, look, is this really, really beneficial for the brain? And Rod, always being a high performer, he was very curious about how to improve his cognitive ability. And coming from a guy who processes information at light speed, I was very, very interested in how we could perhaps make something a little bit differently for the world and be able to really formulate something so that everyone, no matter whether they're in India, in Canada, in Hawaii, in Jamaica, in Asia, we want to give this opportunity to everyone. So when I say that the company, Allysian, was never started to be a company, it was never started as a business, in the reality, guys, this really was started because I believed that the world was seeking something different. The world was seeking an opportunity to become a better version of themselves. And the only way to do that was to make sure that the formula and the ingredients and the raw suppliers and the manufacturing process was held to the highest standard, and something that we knew from all of these different ingredients were at the absolute cutting edge and the cusp of what it meant to be a high performer. On top of that, I wanted to make sure that the different types of ingredients addressed all profile and all demographics. And the first ingredient flagship product I'm going to talk to you guys about, and the one that we started this journey with, is called Mastermind. Heavy emphasis on our focus, memory, stamina, making sure that we have all the cognitive ability and functioning. All of these different graphics that you see here, we believe and we know that this is the world's most advanced cognitive support product. Now, what do I mean when I say that? If you guys can imagine that the type of stringent, no compromise attitude towards creating a nutritional supplement in a food-based program to allow your body to fully absorb, so the bioavailability is at the utmost, at the highest levels, and you have an opportunity now, whether you're 18 years old heading into college for the first time and you're trying to make sure that you're prepared and you have long hours and you can also withstand a type of stress from all of the workload you're about to undertake, or you're someone who's a very high-performing CEO and you've got to make executive decisions on the daily, and you're tasked with being that person who can make decisions on the fly and process information at the highest levels. Or simply you're the 80-plus grandma or grandmother who is really looking for this product as a neuroprotective basis, and someone who wants to be able to take something to know that their brain is going to be just as healthy as it is when they're in their 80s and 90s as it was when they were in their 30s. Very, very, very important. So all of these different components really were tied into creating the ultimate formula, which is Mastermind. I knew that it was working for me during my sport. There's several different adaptogenic properties inside the ingredient profile. It's not stimulant based. When I was performing as an athlete, it was very important for me to be able to go to that start line, be very, very calm, almost a Zen-like focus. But as soon as that gun went off, I was able to unleash a very ballistic, raw, visceral power of explosion off that start line to make sure that I could generate the type of power and explosiveness to really maneuver at microseconds and inches away from different athletes. So all these different components were really dedicated towards how do we produce the world's best, and having the product be our fundamental basis for which this company stands for, to make sure that we would have no compromising attitude towards anything, is really what Mastermind was really all about. We have clinicals done. We've got 400 claim substantiation documents on this, which means that there has been so many different papers and white papers and clinical studies done on our ingredient profile and all of the list to show and prove that, listen, this actually is doing a lot for your brain, whether it's in terms of short-term memory recall, attention awareness, the fact that your ability to withstand and lower cortisol levels, depreciate the amount of stress that you actually feel throughout the day, sleeping better. All these components that are very vitally important to your health are incorporated into our flagship product. And guys, I could talk to you about this. Obviously, you can hear from my voice how passionate I am about our flagship product. I want to keep moving through the rest of the slides. The next product that was formulated is a product called Genesis. Now, this was formulated with the really key ingredient in mind. We wanted to have something that was a fundamental start to our day. We wanted to have and make sure that we've got, look, it's got 74 land, sea vegetables as well as green foods, EFAs, pre and probiotics, enzymes, herbal cofactors. Some of you are familiar with the health industry, and not for those of you who are not, basically this is your backup insurance plan. Right? This is what it is when it comes to making sure that, hey, look, I didn't have that kale salad with wild-caught Alaskan salmon today, so how do I make sure I get all of those very leafy dark green vegetables, all of these different pH alkalizing foods in combination with, when we decided to make this product, we looked at all of the different green powders on the market, detox powders, green supplements, etc. And we said, you know what? How do we make it better? How do we make it the best? And this is what we came up with. We added something called humofulvic acid. Humofulvate is sourced from peat out of Hungary. For those of you who are not familiar with humofulvate, it is an amazing heavy metal chelator. It draws out the heavy metal toxins from your body, from your blood, from your brain, and it releases them gently so you can expel these outside of your system through your body's natural waste disposal process. Now, what does that mean? Well, usually when we are in every single environment, whether you're in Los Angeles or you're in Beijing or you're in Australia or you're in Vancouver or Toronto, you're surrounded by specific toxic environments you may not even be aware of, whether it's the type of pollutants that are in the actual atmosphere in that specific city, whether it's about food or water or smoke. Everyone has a certain level of toxic excipients that enter into the body, and so this is an incredible, gentle way of detoxifying while also fortifying and energizing your body throughout the day. My partner, Rod, takes this twice a day, takes it in the morning as the first thing before he goes and works out, and he feels like it gives him the energy and the kick without having any stimulants whatsoever. But like I said before, we infuse the Mastermind Matrix, which is an adaptogenic profile. Adaptogens were created and found to really help your body adapt to stresses, both physical and mentally. So can you imagine that not only your exercise fitness goes through the roof, but actually your mental fitness and your mental agility and acuity goes through the roof as well? All of these are very, very, very critical and important to your every single day life. You will become a better person in terms of handling that type of stress when you take these types of products. And the combination of both Mastermind and Genesis together is a very, very powerful combination, and one that is very rare today in the marketplace. I do believe that we are the only ones with this type of level of efficacy. Moving on to the next slide is a product that I like to call Sinless. Rod actually came up with this name. Fantastic product. It's the only functional chocolate in the world. We infuse it with our Mastermind Matrix. Very rare to be able to have a product like this and be able to make a specific amount of claims. Look, it's a 70% dark chocolate that's a source of antioxidants, flavonoids, and polyphenols. It's all natural, non-GMO. It's organic. It's even vegan friendly. We've got recent data back from our partners who are supplying the Mastermind Matrix raw ingredients to us. And they're saying, look, guys, you take 3 of these chocolates a day, you're showing a 32% level of stress reduction, a 22% reduction in cortisol, and almost a 20% mood improvement, all from a chocolate that we normally thought would actually be bad for you. We now know and understand that, you know what, it's something that's fantastic, and you can actually have it that's functional. So not only does it satisfy your sweet tooth, it gives you antioxidant, it gives you neuroprotective elements, but something that I find very interesting, and this is all new findings, guys, is this is actually a product that has been shown that over the course of 8 weeks, there's been a significant reduction of body weight from the baseline, meaning there's been a reduction of almost 3% from the baseline measurements of the body mass index when taking this. And people are saying, like, are you guys kidding me? This is crazy. That's impossible. I can't make this stuff up. This is literally how we formulated this product. The external benefits that you get from whether it's the KSM ashwagandha, right, which we source out of India. And it's really the only proven clinical source of ashwagandha on the planet. Protected government lands, highest grade efficacy and bioavailability means you absorb it. This product alone was used by not only myself but many other athletes throughout their Olympic training days to withstand those very, very mental taxing and physically demanding tasks and trainings that we had to go through every single day. Rhodiola rosea, right, or rosea, whatever you want to call it. Here's a product that's normally found in the mountainous regions of the Caucasus Mountains in near Siberia, right? And they found this because they were studying the different life forms that were living at these like negative 40-degree temperature climates, and they were finding whether it was these small bunny rabbits that were somehow feeding on some kind of herb or plant high up in the mountains, they were still able to survive this very cold climate, and that is because of these adaptogens. So that was the real idea behind formulating all of these things in the Mastermind Matrix specifically, was to allow for adaptogens to be the main driving factor and force to allow the body to actually even neutralize and also utilize these components into the brain so the brain is actually using them. Fantastic product, Sinless. Our final product here is one that was created really with Rod in mind. Although Rod looks like such a young guy, and he is a young guy, he's got 4 kids, beautiful family. I'm actually his newborn's godfather. Preston. And so, Rod had always told me, he's like, look, I'm sick and tired of going to the store and trying to find a great multivitamin gummy for my kid that I know is healthy and I know it's going to give him nutrients, and I'm not afraid that there's other weird sugars or chemicals added inside. So Smart Kids was developed with that in mind. And guys, look, yes, that's actually me on there. We were going to use the goatee, but we thought that would actually be a bad idea. It might be a little weird if a young kid's got a goatee already. But you never know what's in the soil these days. So Smart Kids really, look, learn, grow, thrive. It's a full spectrum multi-nutrient, organic superfruits. We've got 8. It's got cofactors, phytonutrients. It's non-GMO, apple pectin gummy, which is sourced from Italy. This is a very important profile of this. It's got EPA and DHA, which are very important fats for the brain. Now, a lot of kids, they don't like to eat fish, and so we wanted to make sure they had that in there, along with lutein for our partners down here in the United States. So that's our product lineup, guys. I want to talk a little bit further just on why I stand so much behind this company. Look, it's not very often you have an athlete who retires from sport and decides to start a nutraceutical company, especially that's one in the affiliate marketing business. I was really a person who was very, very black and white when it came to product quality. It either worked or it didn't. And there was very, very, very few products that I actually used throughout my career, because simply when I would walk into my local vitamin shop or I'd search online, whatever I was shipped, I understood that those manufacturers and those companies were really interested in it for the wrong reasons. They were purely financially based. Their metrics in terms of how much they had to make the product for versus how much they had to sell it for was totally out of whack. And so, we the consumers, are all victim to having to buy lower grade chemically induced products that really have no efficacious or clinically validated claims on helping the body do anything whatsoever. So that was really my commitment, was to create a community of people really interested in performing better, not only from the product-based perspective, but also from a learning program as well. I know that the world wants this product. We've been having tremendous support all over the globe, whether it's in Bangkok or it's in the Philippines or our friends in Hong Kong or even Singapore or Malaysia. Wherever this is, I know that we are reaching the age of the brain space where this is the hottest area in terms of nutraceutical supplements on the planet. The timing for where we are at has been an absolute blessing. We've been at the cutting edge of science, and we're using proven earth-grown nutrients that that are they've been proven over thousands of years in different ethnic cultures, and we know that they work. So guys, I hope you love when you try this product. You need to get on it. You need to get your friends on it, because it's a huge life changer when it comes to performance. Whether you're looking at protection for your brain, or you're looking at long-term health for your brain, or you're looking at acute performance, and you say, look, I have a test this weekend, I have something or a business presentation today, or you actually want to jump in and you want to be a part of this movement. I'll let Rod speak to you guys a little bit further about that, but thank you again for your time, and I hope you have a great understanding of what products that we have to offer for everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Apollo. Really appreciate that. And I think some of us take for granted the ability to be able to partner up with Apollo. He keeps talking about his amazing Olympic career, but the way he's transitioned from being a world-class athlete to being a world-class entrepreneur is incredible, truly incredible. And to have his DNA all over the company, and to have him in every area of our development is truly a blessing. And guys, there's a reason why he competed at the very highest level. There's a reason why he had such an illustrious career, and there's a reason why his collage was so good in the beginning, and probably a reason why I don't even have a collage. I got this little no-name kind of foggy picture of some model. But I just want to tell you, whether you're in front of your computer, you're maybe in the car, maybe you're in your smartphone all around the world, like, what kind of impact would a webinar or a phone call really make? And I just look at our lives, and I don't know what decision that Apollo had made for him to become a world-class short track speed skater, which is now he's setting an example for so many people around the world as not only an athlete, but a humanitarian and philanthropist. When I look back at my path as a young kid, I just listened to one thing that my father said to me. It was really, seek environments where people succeed and get around the best type of mentorship possible. And that stuff will rub off on you. And that has resonated with me throughout my whole life. And to this day, when we said that we were going to create this opportunity for so many people around the world, we really felt that our primary purpose was to create an environment where people would thrive and succeed. And, I have a real simple message for all of you. Again, wherever you're sitting and listening, does one phone call, if you're new to this call, or one webinar really make a difference? Absolutely. Whatever it was, whatever decision, whoever prompted you to join us on this call or this link, they thought enough about you as a person, as a human being with potential. But more importantly, there must have been a reason for you to engage here with us. And, I want you to think about those reasons, whether it be maybe you're living a life that is not truly what you think you can be. One of the best things you could ever do is wake up and live life with purpose. And one of the most incredible things that I've been able to do is wake up every morning and know that today is another amazing day, because we're maximizing every single day. We're maximizing our relationships. We're maximizing our time. We're maximizing our ability to really enjoy how incredible this world is from a financial perspective, from a relationship perspective. And so our affiliate program will help you do so many incredible things. And I want you to find your motivation so that you can make a decision today with us. And that motivation, maybe you're just sick and tired of maybe being broke, or sick and tired of just worrying about bills, or sick and tired of waking up to an alarm clock. Those are things that maybe some of you on this call do take for granted. I know that I haven't worked for anybody for over 25 years, so I forget about these things. But I know it still frustrates so many of you when you've got to wake up when you don't want to wake up, when you've got to sit through rush hour traffic and do so many meaningless things, when you have to ask the permission of a boss in order to have lunch or take a vacation, when you should be entitled to make all those choices anytime and have complete control of your time and freedom. Those are things that we take for granted, but certainly available to us in this truly amazing world that we live in. We've created a program that you can thrive in so many different ways financially, and we're going to go through that with you. And I really encourage you that if any of this stuff makes sense to you and you want to create a better life, if you want to be able to travel around the world and not have to worry about, and even the small things, going to a restaurant and reading the menu from right to left instead of left to right because you're worried about how much money you've got, we have designed something that can help you at all different levels of income that would potentially impact your life. And I'll tell you, our standards are very high, so it should. And I know a lot of you guys care deeply about your family, and whether it's putting your kids through the best schools in the world or retiring your parents, those are all opportunities that we have for you. So it's a unique business. And I think Apollo outlined from a personal use perspective how amazing our products are, from a personal development perspective, how much it'll do for you and your health and your quality of life. Even when you have all the money in the world, of course, if you don't have your health to enjoy it, it's pointless. So we're going to give you all of that. But from the opportunity standpoint, this is where it gets really exciting. You have the ability for you to partner up with an emerging company that's going to make a global impact. And this is a time where it couldn't be any better because we're just starting to take off. We're doing a global launch, and I want to show you some technologies that we have available to you that will redefine the entire industry. We're going to equip you with all the tools necessary by not only giving you the best, absolute best products for you to use, but also to share with others, but an amazing mobile platform which will enable you to not only track the activities that you do on a regular basis, but help the people that you touch do the same thing. We have the Allysian Advantage, a mobile platform that's available on whether you're Android or iOS, that is truly revolutionary. We know that technology has made a major impact on how we live every single day, so we're leveraging that. And we built this company for this new millennia. We've got all the advantages of every single social media in our app. The first thing it'll do every day is remind you to take our products so that you're consistent with your nutrition. It's also going to take and track your daily business activity so you can monitor what you're doing and progressing on a daily basis. One of the best parts of our business is our community, where any single thing you do, you're going to get recognized for it in our community of people that are all thriving to be better, especially from a mental perspective, which, and again, Apolo and I, from the depths of this company, believe that if you can master your mind and the way you think, you can literally paint a canvas of how your life is going to be like. And not only can we help you do that, we can help you show you examples of other canvases and how cool life can really be. So from activity tracking to chat to channels to recognition wall to education and training, our app has everything. We've created micro modules in this incredible culture now where people have the attention span of a fly. If you can't get their attention within minutes, we lose them. And so we had to create compelling topics and teach people in a very, very fast way. So if you'll devote 5, 10 to 15 minutes a day, we're going to help you get into the minds of these massive influencers and people that have achieved greatness in their lives and basically help you understand and unlock their secrets of success and what they've done on a regular basis to achieve amazing lifestyles and success and results in every area that they touch. So we've got that training. We've got an amazing partnership with Cognifit, which is the world's leading brain training app. Scientifically validated games that improve cognitive function, and that's also a part of our program. So our brain optimization program is really what sets us apart. Apolo mentioned how amazing our products are, but really that's only a third of our program. The education is another part of it, and the brain training is another part of it. When you put all three together, you can imagine what kind of advantage you're going to have living life. It'll be a completely different tomorrow if you start to think about what you could do if you start to join us today. So I want to let you guys know that this is a call. We realize and respect your time. We want to make this quick, but there's a lot of opportunities for all of you guys to join us in a live setting where we can get in more detail. I'm happy to announce that Apolo and I will be traveling to all parts of the world. Our global launch is going to be ready and it's going to start taking off at the end of next month. Our first stop will be in Hong Kong on May the 29th. As you see here, we're going to be doing a presentation live in our Hong Kong office. Beautiful on Canton Road, right across from all the major shopping. And we know that there's a lot of people of interest in Hong Kong and, of course, China, which is a massive market connected to that. Our next tour after Hong Kong will be the Philippines. This will be the actual official launch of our Philippine operation. We have an office that is just opening in next month as well in the Philippines. We're going to have a pretty substantial crowd on June 4th at the Crown Plaza. And I encourage you guys, if you have any people there, or if you know anybody here that have relatives or friends over there that's interested in partnering up with us and learning more about the Allysian Advantage, Apolo and I will be there again. And I would encourage you guys to register early for that event. Last time we had that, we had over 600 people show up, and the venue only fit 400. It was an amazing turnout. And then after the Philippines, we're going to be in Singapore, one of our original offices and our gateway to Asia. When we started this company, we're going to be the Sheraton Towers in Singapore on the June 7th, and that's another scheduled meeting. There are other scheduled meetings. You can get back to Allysian.com/events to find out more information. But we will also be in Kuala Lumpur, and we'll also be in Thailand in addition to those other sites. But this global pre-launch, one of the most exciting things about today's world is not only can you partner up with us, you're not limited to your backyard. You've got the entire world to market to, and I can't even tell you that there are no boundaries and in how much money you can make and how many people you can touch. You can literally just get on your computer or get on your mobile and touch people all around the world. And this is one of those conversations where I promise you that you're going to have a very, very amazing response to. Because when we ask anybody, are you interested in brain supplementation? Are you interested in improving your life? Are you interested in optimizing every part of the way you live? Chances are 99.9% of the people will say, absolutely, I am. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Ivy. Ivy, again, thank you for hosting this webinar. Really appreciate everything you're doing. Also representing so well for us. Andrew and Ivy have done a tremendous job. We're really proud of your efforts. Apollo, thank you again for being who you are, standing for everything you've stood for. We're really excited as partners, and in this company, 2016 is going to be a banner year for all of us. And I just encourage you guys to go beyond the commitment, make a decision right now and join us. Because I promise you, if you don't join us now, there will be somebody that's going to be telling you about the Allysian movement very, very soon, and you're going to wish that you were the ones that introduced them to the opportunity.